Welcome back, travel fans. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I'm here on board the Carnival Sunrise, and today we're going to look around the inside of the ship.
Ain't nothing gonna bring us down. Wherever the races run, I want us to stand our ground. There ain't nothing gonna bring us down.
This is part 2 of my tour of this ship. If you want to see part 1, it is linked in the description below, or I'll put a little card up here. Or is it up here? In that video, I walked around the whole top of the ship. So I show you the pools, the water slides, the restaurants that are available up there, including the fantastic Blue Iguana Cantina, if I haven't talked about it enough. That place is amazing. But like I said, today I wanted to show you the inside of the ship, and I have to tell you something. We are having a great time on the ship. I've been very pleasantly surprised about my first experience here with Carnival Cruises. But the layout of this ship, I have to say, is kind of confusing. There's no like real flow to it. So I've been trying to come up with a plan on how to make this clear as possible about where things are and compared to other things on the ship. But like I said, it's hard for me because this is our 4th day on the ship now, and I'm still confused. It's not as easy to get around on like some of the bigger Royal Caribbean or NCL ships, where there just seems to be like more of a rhyme and a reason to what's located where and how you get from one place to the other. I mean, the bigger Royal Caribbean ships that have the Royal Promenade, that is like a perfect example of a really, really good cruise ship design, where you just, after you've been on the ship for like a day and a half, you already basically know where everything is. It's not like that on this ship. But let's go down, and I'll start and try to give you an overview anyways. I've come down here to the Atrium on deck 5, and I think this is the most logical set up deck, the one that's easiest to sort of figure out where everything is, because you can walk all the way from the front of the ship to the back. And if we look down here, that is called the Sunrise Bar. So if you're going to be on the ship, that's a good like sort of landmark in a way. And you see there's a stage behind here, and that is pointing to the front of the ship, and that is pointing to the back of the ship. Down here we have guest services, just as a little bit of perspective, and we'll be down there in a moment. But like I said, this is towards the front of the ship. Here we have these glass elevators that go up and down. And on the other side of that, here on deck 5, is the theater. So let's walk up there and then start going towards the back. Here it is. The theater on the Carnival Sunrise is called the Liquid Lounge, and we've seen one good musical production show there, the Love and Marriage show, and the comedy show. This is another thing on the ship that's set up just a little bit differently than other ships I've been on. The shape of the theater is kind of strange, and there's a lot of seats way over on the side that are not really great seats. So if you're going to be going to see one of the shows here on board, or one of the game shows or comedy or something like that, try to get there a little bit earlier just to make sure you get a really great seat. And now I've turned around, so I've got the theater behind me. That is the furthest thing at the front of the ship here on deck 5, and we're just going to keep on going back through the ship until we get back as far as we can. Like I said, we're backtracking now. This is the way you just saw me go in the super fast motion. And on this side, we've got the usual shops that you have where they sell watches and cologne and things like that. On the other side as well, straight across, it's more shops. But over here, we have the sports bar. And that, if we go through there, will also get us into the Sunrise Casino. The only other thing up here in this area of interest is going to be the cherry on top, which is a candy store. I'm not sure if I've ever seen like a dedicated candy store like this on a ship before, but they have candies and also other shirts and colorful souvenirs and things like that. To the left of the candy store, we have the warehouse, which is the arcade. All kinds of modern fun things for the young and young at heart in here. Here we are directly in front of the entrance to the casino again, and like I said, over on this side is the Skybox Sports Bar. And there was some big American football game on last night. There was a lot of people standing around and they are cheering and jeering. And I'm walking back now to the main entrance of the casino, continuing on towards the back of the ship. mid-size casino, I would say. I've been in much bigger ship casinos, like on the bigger NCL ships, and I've had much smaller casinos like on the Aida Luna and on, I think the casino, well, let's say this is about the same size as the casino on the Norwegian Jade. And that's interesting because the Jade is a much smaller ship than this. But anyways, there is also a bar in here and one of the helpful direction signs to help you find one of the most confusing things to find on board, the Limelight Lounge. Here is the casino bar, as I was saying, and here is a sign pointing this way to get to the Limelight Lounge. So in order to get there, you have to walk around the bar here, through that door, go down the stairs, and then back this way. We're gonna do that eventually, but not right now. First of all, we're gonna walk past this side of the bar, like I said, continuing on towards the back of the ship, and I wanted to show you one of the great things here on board. The sushi bar. The food on board already has been very fantastic, and they also have bonsai sushi. Piano Bar 88, which is where I am inside right now, and it's nice and quiet in here. This is a very small venue where they have, I guess it's not hard to explain, a piano player. It's kind of like dueling pianos, where you can put the name of a song on a piece of paper and bring it up and set it on the piano, and then the player will play it and sing it. And they also ask people to come up from the audience and sing with them. And it's a very fun atmosphere in here. And like I said, actually I didn't say it. It's small in here and it gets very crowded really quickly. So you also kind of have to be here earlier if you want to get a seat. And, or you can just come in and stand around too. A lot of people do that as well. We've now made it back as far as we can go back here on deck 5, as you can see, and directly below us is the Limelight Lounge, and it seems like you can just go down these stairs to get to it, but it doesn't work that way. There's another stairway you have to find to get there, and like I said, it's kind of confusing. But we're gonna go down one deck anyways to check out the Sunshine Restaurant, which is one of the main dining rooms. The other one is up here, and it's called the Radiance Restaurant, but that's, not connected. It's a whole different part of the ship. Here it is, the Sunshine Restaurant, one of the main dining rooms. So this is like the restaurant on board where you can go and get served by a waiter. It is included in the price of your cruise, and I have to tell you, I don't think Marcus and I are actually gonna visit it. I promised I would, but the menu just hasn't been something, there's been nothing on the menu that I thought sounded tastier than the things that were offered in the restaurants up on the Lido deck that are included in the price of your cruise, like the tacos or the sandwich bar. So that's why we're gonna skip it. But this is what it looks like inside. And now I'm here at the very back of the ship. Can't go any further back than this. These are the windows, the butt of the ship, and you can see we're in Nassau today. There is the Atlantis Resort. Here's that bridge, and this is then the mainland over here. And technically, if I turn around and start walking towards the front of the ship, I will go out of the front of this restaurant and get to the Limelight Lounge. However, like I said, usually that entrance is closed and you have to take another stairway that is around the corner from the bar in the casino. So what I'm gonna do now is go back to that atrium with the glass elevators on deck 4 and start from there again to show you then in relation to where that is, what else is here on deck 4? Once again, we are back here. Like I said, here's that bar. The little stage is pointing to the front of the ship. This part of the bar is pointing towards the back of the ship. And now I'm on deck 4, and right behind me is the other main dining room, the Radiance restaurant, and the Fahrenheit Steakhouse. The design of this main dining room is very similar to the other one, and I think that this is the one that's used for my time dining, but I'm not sure because, like I said, we haven't experienced it. As you saw, right next door to that is the Fahrenheit Steakhouse. This is a restaurant that is not included in the price of your cruise. It is a more elegant, smaller, more intimate venue, and I don't think I want to go in there right now because they're working. But just out of curiosity, let's take a look at the menu for the Radiance restaurant. Like I said, this is one of the main dining rooms. So if I was going to have an appetizer, well, it would definitely be the roasted broccoli and three cheese soup. Braised ox tongue, gross. What else do we have here for the mains? I guess there I would have, a grilled tofu steak. That does sound all right. And the list goes on. Steakhouse selections, these are things that you can order with an additional charge while you are eating in the main dining room. And let's take a quick look at the steak menu. Like I said, not included in the price of your cruise. You pay one price, and then you can order off of this menu. And they have things like this: jumbo shrimp cocktail as a starter, tuna tartare as a starter. The mains are broiled filet mignon, surf and turf, boiled lobster tail, etc., etc., etc. Actually, they don't have a whole lot of steak on here, do they? Oh yeah, here they do. Side dishes, which is probably what I would eat if I was coming here. And then the desserts. Art at your table, what is that? Abstract in presentation, focus and flavor. Other things of interest here on deck 4, on this side and on this side, are the photo areas where you can check out and purchase the photos that you've had taken on the cruise. And for many people, very important, the Java Blue Coffee Cafe. Coffee that is offered here is not included in the price of your cruise. However, they do offer some pastries and croissants and things that you can get for free. And otherwise here on deck 4, just like on deck 5, going through this way and through this way, those are also entrances to the theater at the front of the ship. Let's go down one deck down here to deck 3. Was that some creative camera work or was it just crappy? Now we are at the same level as this bar that we've been looking at so many times. Here's this quite impressive view up to the top. The elevator is disappearing up there into the heavens. Over to this side, we have the adventures or the excursions counter right here. That is where you can go if you have not booked your excursions before you get on the ship. However, book your excursions before you get on the ship. And on the other side, over here, we have guest relations. By the way, here, right across from guest relations, they have one of these machines, and it's something I've only ever seen on one other cruise ship, and that was the MSC Meraviglia. This machine gives you the opportunity to add cash to your onboard account in case you don't want to or don't have a credit card that you can use. Before I take you on the somewhat confusing journey to the Limelight Lounge, I just wanted to show you one more thing that you might be interested in knowing where it is here on the map. I'm not gonna actually go visit it, but I'll show you here on the ship map. And that is the spa, fitness studio, and kids club. And that is way up here at the front of the ship on deck 12. So Serenity is the spa. That is also where the fitness studio is. And Camp Ocean, Club O2, and Circle C, those are the kids clubs. So the Limelight Lounge is actually on deck 4, but the way to get there is through the casino on deck 5. And I'm going to go and stand in front of the bar and show you the way from there. Starting here at the bar in the casino, you need to turn right, leaving the bar at your left, and go this way. This is the inside of the Limelight Lounge, sort of like, I guess you want to call it the secret lounge here on board because it's so hard to get to. They have game shows in here, they have live music in here, they have comedy shows in here, they have karaoke in here, and it is a very large venue. There is sort of a nightclub feeling to it, and I've experienced these kind of venues on just about every other cruise ship I've been in. I'm talking about like the Lotus Lounge, I'm talking about Bliss. I can't think of all the names of them right now, but if you've been on a cruise ship, you know what I'm talking about. If you want to see a tour of the other part of the ship up on the top deck with all the sun and fun and pool and water slidey stuff, then be sure to check out the link in the description below, or you can just search my library. See you soon!